we go. We're back. Good to be with you. I have some guests here today, some of my friends, and we want to introduce them to you and let them tell you a little bit about themselves. To my right, we have Mike Dunston. In front of me, we have Gary Hudgins. To my left, we have Steve Carter. So we're just going to talk about a couple things right now.
I was originally a drummer, and the reason why Rob and I played so well together because of my rhythmic approach to the bass, and because I had the rhythm, and I was used to playing with Rob. That's what helped us out.
Yeah, that's important.
And yeah, Rob, he was a solid. When he hit that bass and that snare, sounded like he cracking somebody across the head. I mean, he was kicking it.
Yes, he was.
He was a solid, and he did a couple projects with me. When I did, like KC and JoJo, he played on Lil Cedric, 2 of them albums, and him and Skeet, they played on the one with Cookie, and them. They was locking it down.
That's right.
Locking it down.
That's important.
Hudge played, and then we had a gospel group. Hudge played in the group. We had a group called Heaven Bound.
Heaven Bound.
We was doing all kind of stuff,
Yeah,
man.
That's some good music.
Yeah, man. And
but
Steve, yeah, he played. You wrote on Cookie's album. Yeah, you and Skeet.
Yeah. But I remember when Hudge was telling me about coming and playing with MFD. That he said he was telling me about. I said, well, I knew Anthony. Anthony was my friend of mine, so I knew of MFD. And Hudge said, because Hudge is a salesman, right? You don't know it, but he's a salesman, right? But he said, listen, he said, Rob is one of the best drummers I ever played with. I said, oh, okay. He said, and Mike is one of the most solid bass players I ever played with. And I'm like, oh, he played with Funkadelic, so I better go on over there, and check it out. And that's the way he sold it. He said, man, come on. He said, look, he said, if you come over there, you'll see, right? So he kind of like sold me on coming over and starting to work with MFD.
Right. When it's that solidity that works for me. I can't work with any organization if the backbone ain't there.
Yeah.
That foot, that thump on the bass. Give me that.
Yeah.
And we take care of all the rest. If that's not there, I'm out.
I like a bass player and a drummer that lock that groove down.
Yep.
Because when you lock that groove down, you can't beat that.
No.
You could, and then you just go and put the icing on, put the keyboards and put the vocals on it,
I was getting ready to say, and you talked about the groove, and Hudge talked about the pocket. See, when we came along during our music era, there was elements of the music that first of all, there was a club on every corner. We would play at one club, go play at the other club, the other band play at this club. There was club on every corner, like there's a church on every corner today. So when you talk about the groove and you talk about the pocket, so back then, during our music era, there was the pocket, the groove, and then there was the funk, which was the nickname for George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic. And what a lot of the musicians don't have today, and rightfully so, because time has changed and music has changed. Even the young musicians that I mix for, they're phenomenal musicians, but they don't have those elements of what we have because we come from a different music era. And it's not a penalty to them that they can't or don't groove. They just in a different music era. But the music era we came from, there was the fundamental element that made music strong back then is the same thing that makes music strong today. Because Pastor Moore and I had a conversation. I saw an advertisement on Netflix about a movie, and the theme song was Shining Star. And then there was another movie. There was another song that was the theme song from the 80s. So my whole point that I'm trying to say here is that even though we came from a musical era back in the 80s late 70s, peaked in the 80s. The thing of it is that our music still prevails today, even in the media, the movies, and the Netflix, Hulu's, and what have you.
And that, it's amazing about that because some of the hits today that the groups make, those songs are played for about a year.
If you're lucky.
But the songs that was made during that time, them songs still playing today.
Yeah.
Those groups are torn and packing it out by those because it's the longevity. It was the roots, the deepness that was in the in the music that you can feel. You can, like you said, you can feel that. Because
we were players though, man. See, unlike musicians today, they sampling and sequencing and all that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But we didn't have that foundation, man. We had to actually get in and play that track without any mistakes.
Without stems.
Right, no stems. What's a stem?
Right.
We was the stem.
Yeah, we had to play this music, man. If you mess up, we got to start all over, man, or punch in or whatever. But,
and you know what? One of the things, like when we were in MFD, because all of us had been in groups that were very tight, and very good. But I noticed, and I still remember today that, when this unit got together, the more because we played every weekend.
Yeah.
We played Bryce's Hilltop Inn and places, that I wasn't accustomed to.
What's the place down in Limberny?
Bill Dunston. We played that. We played somewhere, and the more we played, the tighter it got.
Yeah.
And I remember we used to do this Kenny Loggins song, right? Man. This Is It.
Yeah.
And that's like not a real conventional song. It's not like a dance song because we kind of like
that was one of my favorite songs.
That was one of my favorite songs, right? And
that was the guy that did the lead voice.
That was a sweet song.
That was Timmy, right? And like I say, the more we play, every weekend we played, we got better and better and better. And I was like, wow, this is, you know what I mean? It's a very, very good experience. You know what I mean?
Tim used to do that song that people Bryson.
Yeah,
we don't have to talk about.
What was that? Feel the Fire?
Oh no, we don't have to talk about.
We don't have to talk.
Right.
And see, there were a lot of good groups and real good musicians that evolved out of Baltimore, but what MFD had, like you would have one group over in East Baltimore and they say, oh, those guys are pretty good at playing fusion. And this other group, oh, they are pretty good with slow songs. But with MFD covered all of the aspects of music. We played graceful slow songs. The singers had a blend with the harmony. Yourself, Rob, Beretta, and Steve. And then when it came to packing the dance floor and pushing it, we lived for that.
Oh, we mastered it.
Yeah.
Hey, we lived for that.
Remember, can't get off my high horse.
Oh man.
But look, and think about it. We did, like I said, like the Kenny Loggins song. That was not a conventional song for a top 40 type group like we were. But I called Rob. I was in the car, and I heard. Remember Grover Washington. That Grover Washington song we used to do.
The one we used to do with Patti LaBelle.
Right, that one. We used to.
The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to
Oh
come.
yeah.
We used to kill that. We used to, and I heard it on the radio, and I said, I called Rob up. I say, Rob, remember we used to do this song? He said, yeah, I remember we used to do that song. Yeah.
And that's another key, man. You got to select the right material for your group.
Yeah, that's even with when people made albums, and even by being a record executive, first thing you want to know is when you make a record, do we have good songs?
Right.
You can have a nice group, but do we have good songs? We need songs. Just like now, what's going on? What y'all doing now? What you doing? Let's talk about what you doing now.
Well, what I'm doing right now, I a couple times a week I mix front of house for this mega church in Maryland that seats about 2,000 people. So I mix for them every Sunday. They have 2 services on Sunday, and I program drums. I play my bass. You know, I do my software thing during the day, and like earlier with the introduction, I go to the gym, try to work out. You know, that's kind of what my day consists of.
And you engineer for my group.
Yes.
New Street, and you writing a song when the new album's coming out, and you be doing the mastering, getting it ready, doing all of that.
And what's interesting about the work that I've done for Pastor Moore, what's pretty crazy is that every now and then he'll tell me of something. He say, Mike, you remember you did this for this group that I had. And for some reason, I forget about these things. I did so many projects with him from a production perspective, and I just forgot about him. But I've done a lot of projects with Pastor Moore.
Yeah. What you doing, Hud?
Let's see. Well, I'm a minister of music at a small church in West Baltimore, trying to get the ministry up and running. We getting it done.
Yeah.
But I'm still producing in my studio, Taj Mahal Studios. I'm working on a track for Crystal Waters. Remember Crystal Waters?
I saw her the other day. I mean, they did an article on her.
Yeah, she's staying relevant. She called me and asked me. She said, "Hutch, can you do my track 100% Pure Love Over?" That was a million seller.
Yeah.
That I did the original track on that, but through some licensing issues, they couldn't use the original track. So what is my track? I know what I did. I'm actually working on it right at this moment. I'll be working on it when we leave this podcast, trying to get it done by tomorrow. That, just working with other artists, a lot of DJs, giving them their music that they need.
Yeah, and you played here at the church with us too.
Yes, I did, man.
Yep.
I enjoyed it. I was here for about a year and a half,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to even be here that long. I was here because I was enjoying it, having a good time. I didn't want to leave, but I had a calling I had to do. The call, man. And who knows, I could come back, The door's open. We enjoyed that. I learned a lot, man, by working with you guys, man.
What you doing, Steve?
Well, all I'm doing right now is doing a little sound design and see what kind of stuff, and what I'm determined to do at this point is to be the best saxophone player I can be. So I've been doing a lot of shedding, and sometimes I'll create a beat and I'll play with that beat for about an hour. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll play with tracks that I've created. I'm just mainly shedding. That's about it.
And you wrote a song on our new album that's coming out.
Yeah.
The single's out right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got,
And one other piece I wanted to bring to the table. My production got refined working with this gentleman right here. There was an artist named Vincent Wells. We may have did 3, maybe 4 CDs worth of material on Vincent. Steve did the writing, I did the mixing, the mastering, and producing, vocal tracking, and all of those components. And so through all of those songs that we developed with Vincent, it helped me to refine my engineering skills. And when we talk about contests, when MP3 first came about, which was one of the first quasi social media platforms for songs, we put one song out there that went to number 3 in the country on MP3. But Steve and I have a long history of music production, and one accolade that I would like to give Steve is that one of his main strengths from working with him, he talks about sound design. He has a real good sense of patch relationship, one patch to the other patch when he would write his songs. So I just wanted to expand on that.
Oh yeah, that's why I use him on a couple of albums, and that song that he got that's coming out on the album is pretty strong. Pretty strong. We mixed it, and he's good. But I just my focus is I'm trying to work on the church, keep the church focused, guide us through this pandemic. We did what we had to do and make the church relevant for this time, and focus on my record company. We got a couple of releases that's out, and we got some things that's happening now, and it's working pretty good for us. And we starting to get 100,000 spends on social media. We starting to get in there, you know. And I plan to do some other things with these guys that's at the table. But I told you, 240 years of experience in here.
Just pick up the phone.
Yes.
And this business that Mike is talking about with Steve is news to me. I didn't get a phone call. Did you get a phone call?
No.
I didn't get a phone call.
I checked them out later. I said,
you know, Steve
look,
right around the corner.
I squares my way in there.
Look. My phone number been the same for 22 years. Never changed it. But that's another
Oh
story.
yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff, especially when I started transitioning on this digital stuff and these boards. Mike had this stuff. First, let me tell you, this is how I got the first track, four-channel track I got from Steve.
Oh man, see.
I said, Steve, give me that track. I got to work on some songs, so I bought it from Steve. And then the next 4-track that I got was a 6-channel. I got that from Mike. I said, Mike, I need that 4-track, and they got me inside the game, man.
That's right.
Then, let me say something else too. What I want to say is that for you to be able to maneuver through the pandemic and keep the church going and bring Hudge, you know what I mean, bring Mike in, and that's an incredible feat.
It is.
Lord, it was the Lord to help us.
Yes, that's an incredible.
Remember that He's always right there with you, and we are becoming what we already are. So when you hear this broadcast, share it with somebody.
That's right.
Tell somebody about it, because it's probably going to be 3 parts. We got enough information.
Yeah, we're not finished. We're not finished.
Yeah, we'll be back. And when the records come up, we're going to be back and share some music with y'all. And we just praise God for you. Well, until next time, God bless you. We love you. Goodbye. Let's put it in there. I want to thank God for my producers behind the scene, and we praise God for them.
Yes.
Good night.